Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my Week 4 NFL predictions. Last week for Week 3, I had a record of 12-4, being 12 games predicted correctly and only 4 games being incorrect. So, without further ado, let's go into my Week 4 predictions. Okay, so the first game on the list is Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now for this game, I have the Cincinnati Bengals as they had a very good game last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which kind of surprised me. I would say that's probably an upset. And for the Jaguars, they are 0-3. They are struggling, and I just don't see them winning this game. So for that, I'm going to go with the Bengals. For the next game on the list, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now for this game, I have Buffalo because I feel Buffalo is a much stronger team. I feel like they have the better offense and the better defense. Now, the Texans lost last week to the Carolina Panthers in a horrific fashion, and the Buffalo Bills are doing very well. They are now at a record of 2-1, and they seem like they are going to continue to do very well. So for that, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Alright, for the next game, we have the Colts taking on the Dolphins. Now for this game, I have the Dolphins. Now the reasoning for that is because they had a very good game against the Las Vegas Raiders, and I feel like if they can play like that again, I feel like they have a very good chance. And right now, the Colts are struggling. They're 0-3, and I don't know if they'll get this one. I mean, this game can honestly go either way. This could be a bounce-back game for the Colts, but I am going with the Dolphins because I feel like it's a much safer and smarter choice. So for that, I'm going with the Dolphins. For the next game on the list, we have the Titans taking on the Jets. Now, I have the Titans winning this one, and I feel like anybody who watches football this year would know that the Titans should win this game. So, yeah, I would put money on the Titans. For the next game on the list, we have the Ravens taking on the Broncos. Now, for this game, I have the Ravens. Even though the Broncos are currently sitting at 3-0, they've played teams that haven't won a game yet this year. They beat the Giants, who are 0-3. They beat the Jaguars, who are 0-3. And they beat the Jets, who are 0-3. So, we don't know if they're really good or not. They've played teams who have yet to win a single game. So, for that, I am going to go with the Ravens over the Broncos. Next game up, we have the Raiders taking on the Chargers. Now, the Chargers had an amazing game beating the Kansas City Chiefs. A huge upset. I think no one really saw that coming. The Chargers have a chance to be a really good team, and they are a pretty good team as of right now. But if they can just fix their penalty situations, they're constantly penalizing themselves, just shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties. But if they can get that under control against this Raiders team, I basically see it as a clear win for the Chargers. If they can just get that under control, I think the Chargers will beat the Raiders. For the next game, we have the Chiefs taking on the Eagles. Now, Chiefs have lost 2 games in a row, losing to the Ravens and the Chiefs, but I feel like they will bounce back and beat the Eagles. I don't feel like the Eagles are a good enough team to beat the Chiefs, and the Eagles lost to the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. So I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one against the Eagles. Alright, for the next game on the list, we have the Browns taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is a very tough game for me to call because the Browns are a very good team, but the Vikings have had a pretty good performance for the last couple of weeks. They beat the Seattle Seahawks, and they were very close to beating the Arizona Cardinals, but their kicker missed that field goal. So, this is a very tough one. I'll have to give this one to the Cleveland Browns. Odell Beckham Jr. is back from his injury, so it's good to see him back. And if he can play like he did in New York, or they can start getting things going between him and Baker Mayfield, I think that the Browns will have a very good chance of winning this game. And plus, that Browns defense had a very good performance against the Bears, but that Bears O-line is horrendous. But, hey, I'm going to put my pick on the Cleveland Browns. Next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Now I have the Green Bay Packers as I feel Aaron Rodgers is finally back into the motion. I feel like he's back to how he was last year. And I feel like the Packers finally got things together after the week 1 loss. So I feel a lot more confident in picking the Packers. I feel like they are finally progressing while the Steelers are regressing after their loss to the Bengals, which is not that good. Steelers should have won that game, so the fact that they lost that game, it makes me want to pick the Packers. I'm picking the Packers. Buccaneers taking on the Patriots. Now this will be quite the game to watch. Tom Brady going back to Foxborough to take on the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Now I'm going with the Buccaneers as I feel the Buccaneers are a much better team, and the Bucs should win this game. They are the much better team on offense and defense. So the Bucs should win this game, so I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the next game on the list, we have the Lions take on the Bears. Now, this may come to a surprise for some of you, but I'm actually going with the Lions. Now, the Lions have had some pretty good games all week. They've had a very close game with the 49ers. They weren't doing so good, but then they came back and had a very good chance to win. They almost did it. They were putting up points against the 49ers, which is pretty good. And plus another game that maybe they didn't do so great against the Packers. Like, you could say that possibly. But they almost beat Lamar and the Ravens last week. But they lost to a 66-yard field goal, which is the current NFL record. So I feel like Detroit has done very well for the opponents they have faced. So for that, I'm going to go with the Lions over the Bears, as the Bears' O-line is horrendous. I feel bad for Justin Fields. I feel like he should request a trade. Even as a rookie, I feel like he should try to request a trade. Justin Fields, just coming in close. I need to tell you something. Request a trade. Save yourself. Get out of there. Hurry. Get out of there. Sorry, Justin. Next game on the list is Panthers versus Cowboys. Now, surprisingly, a lot of people have the Panthers over the Cowboys, but I don't see why you think that. I mean, maybe if you're going off of the Week 2 performance by the Saints, then maybe I could see why you're saying that, but I think that the Cowboys are a much better team. They beat the Chargers, and they beat the Eagles on Monday night, which is last night for me recording this. So I just feel like the Cowboys are a much better team, so for that, I'm going with the Cowboys. For the next game on the list, we have the Washington football team taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, for this game, I can honestly see this going either way. I don't really know. It depends on how Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley play. Once again, I feel like depending on how those two play or how Matt Ryan is playing, that might decide the game. But I'm going to go with Washington football team because I feel like Washington has done decent so far. I just think that Washington will win this game. I feel like their defensive line may be able to apply some pressure to Matt Ryan. So for that, I'm going to go with the Washington football team. Next game on the list is Giants taking on the Saints. Now for this game, I have the Saints as I feel that the Giants' O-line is just too bad, and I feel like the Saints will be able to apply pressure to Daniel Jones, and I just think that this is a very clear win for the Saints. They had a very good game against the New England Patriots, and I feel like the Patriots are much better than the Giants. But Winston is very inconsistent. 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad, so it all just depends. Really, it just depends on how Jameis Winston performs. But I feel like the Saints are a much better team all around, so I'm going to go with the Saints. Alright, for the next game on the list, we have a very tough matchup to call. We have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, San Francisco almost beat Green Bay Packers on Sunday night. But unfortunately, they lost. Well, I don't know if it's unfortunately or not. I don't really care. But, I mean, if you're a 49ers fan, I would say this is unfortunate, but they lost because Aaron Rodgers was able to make a heroic play with 37 seconds left, and they were able to get enough yards for the kicker to make a field goal to win the game. Seattle lost to the Vikings last week. If we're basing it off of last week, I'm going to have to go with the 49ers. A lot of people are, apparently that I've heard, are going with Seattle this week, but I'm going to go off with an upset, and I'm going to go with San Francisco to win this game. So, yeah, I'm going with the 49ers. Next game on the list is the Cardinals taking on the Rams. Now, both teams are still undefeated, and the winner of this game will take number one in the NFC West. So, it's going to be an interesting game to see. Now, for this game, I'm going with the Rams because I feel like the Rams are better defensively. They are, I'd say maybe you could argue top 3 defense. Maybe you could even say they are number 1 for defense right now. I think that they're a much better team than the Cardinals. I feel like they have enough offensive power like the Cardinals. Maybe you could say the Cardinals are maybe have a little bit better offense. You could argue for who has a better offense, but I'm going to pick the Rams for this game against the Cardinals. So, yeah, I'm going with the Rams. And, guys, that is the end of my Week 4 predictions. If you guys have any suggestions on who you guys think will win or where you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any suggestions on maybe how I could improve my videos, any little tips or stuff, any feedback would be fantastic. I'm always open for listening to your guys' opinions or thoughts because I would love to improve. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and takes you like 5 seconds. It would mean a lot if you guys could subscribe. Yeah, I mean, please just, all I'm asking is just please subscribe. Just please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. I want to try to hit 20 subscribers by what? I'd say by the end of the year. I want to try to hit 20 subscribers. So if we could do that, guys, that would be great. Let's push to see if we can get 20 subscribers by the end of the year. So right now, today's date is September 28th as of recording. So by December 31st, I hope that we have 20 subscribers. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. I got nothing else to really say, so I'll see you in week 5. Bye!